one people. My black people, it's all about their unity. There's nothing they can do with us, so ain't nobody good for me. Like Dr. King, we make it plain and simple. Bringing knowledge and fire and reality simple. Free your mind.
Yes. I want that. Oh, I need that. Gots to have that. I love my
and that is Brother Taalik from the Reality Temples on Earth channel. And if you get a chance to subscribe, please do subscribe to his channel. He's a good brother. You know, he's doing good work, and he wants to do good constructive things. He has good information to provide. So please do check out his channel if you get a chance.
When soul singer and black activist Sam Cooke wrote the lyrics to his song, "A Change Is Gonna Come," it was very direct and to the point. With some changes to it, the song was still digestible. In the year 2019, black folks continue to go through the change rather than direct the change. A community activist named Taalik Ibn'rad has made an appeal similar to what Sam Cooke was asking for. A change. It's said that the meek shall inherit the earth. We ask when. When will the landlords give the meek a free lease? Mr. Ibn'rad is humbly asking for the state of Mississippi. President Trump has already had sit-downs with the wrong representatives of the black community. How about a real discussion with a true grassroots African American? Join and organize Operation Exodus Mississippi today, or become a supporter.
This message. Hey, my brother, you know I had to call you and thank you personally again. I cannot describe to you how happy I was to meet you in person, finally. That was just like amazing.
Free your mind.
On this nature boy thing. Point number one. I am not defending nature boy and carbonation. I'm going to say that again. Not defending Nature Boy and Carbonation. I'm not defending. In fact, I really don't know what they are about. I don't know too much about Nature Boy, Carbonation. I don't know. That's not what I want to comment about. I want to comment about our response, our interaction, our handling of Nature Boy and Carbonation. First point I want to make is you must be careful, regardless to your own intent. There are those who have a personal issue with Nature Boy and Carbonation for whatever reason. This is the reason why the countless videos, this is the reason why the threat of some type of documentary to expose Nature Boy and Carbonation, because there is some type of personal issue that these person or persons, this is why they are speaking on this man and his group the way they do. When I make videos about the Nation of Islam, Louis Farrakhan, to a certain point it's personal, but then it's not. Over 90% is not. It is simply speaking about an ideology or a doctrine. I have no personal hatred toward Farrakhan or Brother Ben X or Malcolm X Flex, or it's not personal at all. But there are those who actually truly hate Farrakhan. They hate Brother Ben. They don't like Muslims, blah, blah, blah. So since they know that I'm speaking about what some may view as in a negative manner against Farrakhan, Nation of Islam ideology or rhetoric, so here they come to my page and they make these accusations with no evidence. With no evidence. No matter how I feel about Louis Farrakhan, no matter how I feel about Nation of Islam, or really any of these pro-black, blackity-black, black-on-black, the black, whatever, pro-black, don't bring me no damn lies. Don't be making stuff up just to say because you don't like somebody. That's not what this is about. This is about truth. I cannot represent or say anything about real truth or being real when I'm sitting here allowing outright lies on my page, people speaking crap they cannot prove, have no evidence, things that I know is an outright lie. I remember somebody came to my page talking about Farrakhan, and I told them, that don't sound right. Where's your evidence? And they said they had it. Well, you need to present your evidence, because I'm not going to listen to you, and I'm not going to allow you to lie on people because of your own personal hatred, your own personal vendetta. You're not going to use me like these people use other folks. You might have a sincere concern for what Nature Boy and Carbonation is about, but you have those who will use your energy, and you will use them, y'all use each other for your own personal, what's the word I'm looking for? Y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't do that. And you should be ashamed of yourself. Stick with the facts, stick with the truth. And speaking of that, so many of you come against this man, all this pro-black crap that y'all talking about. You are actually wishing this man be behind bars. Whether Now, whether you like somebody or not, regardless to what they do, you can be a convicted felon. But just because a person is a convicted felon does not mean, or a convicted sex offender, whatever they are, does not mean they are guilty of what they are accused of. Nature Boy should have been innocent until proven guilty. But y'all condemn that man guilty until proven innocent, which means you are not a just person. Y'all are not fair people. You have these personal vendettas, and when you have these personal vendettas, these personal dislikes, then that distorts your idea you're not a just person. So many of you many of you would send innocent people to the electric chair. You would do that. I know you would do it just simply because of how you respond and how you treat this man. So now you are silent. Nobody is making a comment on the fact there was no evidence, so this man could be charged with a crime, and he was set free. Yes, he was deported from that country, but there was no evidence to suggest he was guilty, and y'all was on the man's case condemning him. We're going to write documentaries, make documentaries and all this other nonsense because you're not just. So really that makes you no different than Caucasian people. So you want Caucasian people to give you justice. You want them to be fair with you, and you're not fair and you're not just yourself. So they tell me that Nature Boy is part of a cult. I want to tell you and remind all of you that all religion, all so-called spirituality, all of it began as a cult, because there was always religions, there was always forms of spirituality prior to what you know of now. Do you know how many religions? Do you know what kinds of spirituality have been on this planet prior to us, prior to what we know of today? Islam was a cult at one time. There was religion prior to Islam. Christianity was a cult at one time. There was religions and forms of spirituality existed way prior to Islam and Judaism and all these things that we embrace right now. They all was cults until they gained strength and popularity. Now they come outside of a cult. Now Islam and Christians, Muslims and Christians and Jews, now they call up and coming spirituality and religion, call that cults. They were cults also at one time. That's the process. The bigger you get, pretty soon you rise up out of culthood. So I'm reminded that there's such a vigor against Nature Boy because Nature Boy beats up women. There is a vigor, and we need to speak out against Nature Boy because he beats women. He also abuses the men in his cult, right? Let me say this. These are grown adults. They love Nature Boy. They want to be part of that. Just like you want to be part of your church. You want to be part of your pro-black, whatever it is, crap. Just because you don't like it, don't mean nothing. They like it. They are grown. And it's none of your business, none of my business. They are grown. You have the right to speak out against it if you want to, but whatever is good for the goose is good for the gander. Don't you get upset because somebody is speaking out and don't like what you do. What is good for the goose is good for the gander. And I want to remind you that Nature Boy, because he beat beats up women, is doing nothing outside the norm. Wherever you go on this planet, because we live in a patriarchal society or civilizations ruled by men, men beat women, men abuse other men, men abuse children. That's what they have been doing for thousands of years. Nature Boy is not doing nothing no different than what has been done to women for centuries. So if you want to stop Nature Boy, or you want to speak out, as you speak, a woman is getting beaten, she's being abused and exploited by some man right now as I speak, as you listen to this video. Nature Boy is just simply part of a disease. This disease called a patriarchal mindset. That's just how it goes. Been going on for thousands of years. You live in a society right here in America. How many women are being abused and beaten right now? How many children are being exploited right now? Women degraded in porn films and stripper clubs and prostitution and children sex trafficking by preachers. You have Christian ministers, Islamic ministers, Jewish, all these other folks way prior to a Nature Boy that have been doing this on and on and on and on. But you want to speak out. Speak out against a symptom, but you're not speaking out against the cause. What is the cause? The cause is these corrupt men, a patriarchal mindset. That's just how men do. That's what these men do. You're going to be speaking out until the day they put you in the grave. Abuse, neglect of women is normal. It's a way of life. Just like slavery was and still is. I heard after they murdered Colonel Gaddafi, they actually have slaves in Libya now. Right? So you have slavery. It becomes, in America, it was a way of life. Abuse of women is a way of life. Exploitation of children is a way of life all over the world. As long as we live under the domination, the control of these sick-ass men with a certain mindset. Nature Boy is the least of your problems. Because you have men in high places that actually have the power to hurt, cause you serious harm. Nature Boy can't do nothing to you. And these men all over the world have been doing this, causing not only men, other men, women and children, but they are causing the planet itself serious harm. If you want to speak out really against the cause. Because once you deal with the cause, you bring a cure. Thus, you don't have to worry about a Nature Boy or anybody like him.
Free your mind.
Even though he came back to the United States, but if I was him, I would make him and his families return to the United States very short and find another country that would take him and his family because he don't have no brotherhood within the so-called conscious community that he is loved by.
Mm-hmm.
Especially after the way them Negroes, slandered him, and stuff like that. Like with young Pharaohs setting off the charge, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And being hypocritical about the situation, knowing the fact that he had time and know how the system is, especially when it comes to so-called people of color, and then you would want to wish something like that on another dark-skinned descendant of a slave born in America. It's just, unreal. It's almost like unreal, And then the rest of the majority of the black conscious community that was riding on the young Pharaoh's coattail, co-signing this crap, and hating on the brother and wanting to see him locked up for something that obviously he didn't do, since the charges were eradicated and his name got cleared, I wouldn't even want to be here in the United States at that point. I would want to just go ahead, and find some place, else to go. Even if he trying to go to another tropical land like he was in Latin America,
Yeah.
They got plenty of tropical areas. Africa, that's a choice he can make, but it's plenty of those other type of areas he could go in Southeast Asia, if he really want to still be in tune with nature and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? But find a country that will accept him and his family, and just leave it and stay over there, period. And that's my message even directly to Nature Boy, because you don't have no love here in the United States among the so-called black conscious community.
Right.
That's been proven.
Yes, we talking about sister Karen. We talking about Nature Boy. I also would advise, just live your life. Go under the radar. Stop putting all your business out on the street like that. That's why these Negroes can follow you, because everything they do, they put their business out on the street. Just find your country, and don't let these Negroes know where you're going. If they find out where you're going, let them hunt you down. Don't help them. Live. If you're happy about doing what you're doing, just stay under the radar. Sister Karen said that he was staying in a rented house. He wasn't in nature. Well, he's in one of those environments that look natural, though. You surrounded by all these palm trees and stuff like. You can actually go to California. There's places in California you can go to and get the same kind of scenery.
In Florida?
Yeah, you can go to Florida and you got the same kind of scenery. But whatever he does, he needs to see. Some people like that. They like praise. They like the limelight. They like the limelight, and see, that's what's gonna get them in trouble. Just do what you gotta do. Go out and go whatever you need to do, and just go. Just really, they don't even have to. They should go silent. They should go silent. And all these people, pretty soon they won't even be a topic of talk. Just go silent and leave it alone. But some of these folks can't do that. Sister Karen says that he abuses people and stuff in his cup. Well, Sister Karen, I'm gonna tell you like this. The Nation of Islam abused people. They beat people up also, and they done it for years. And all these old black organizations and stuff, they've been doing that kind of stuff. Being a citizen.
Let's not forget about the Nuwabians under Dr. Malachi Z. York.
Yeah, all of them do it. The Moorish Science Temple beat folks up and abuse people. Hell, you living in a country, period, that abuses citizens and murder their citizens. So, you know, all these self-righteous folks running around here like he's doing something out of the ordinary. That's just normal behavior and stuff for people who've been living in the United States. Violent, hate women, child abuser. That's just the norm.
Let me chime in on that too, brother.
Yeah.
Nature Boy didn't have nowhere near the type of influence that Dr. Malachi York had. And I'm telling you, at least Nature Boy, like he was on the CBC Canadian network telling the people in Canada that, you know, he had one of his sisters down there in one of those retreats where they were in Costa Rica, and he let it be known, look, she's safe down here. You know what I'm saying? And if she wants to leave, she can freely go. You know what I'm saying? The Nubian nation under Dr. Malachi York was worse than that. They'll beat you down before they kick you off the land. You know what I'm saying? Even probably kill you if they can get away with it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I don't think Nature Boy is nowhere near versus that with that compared to that situation, you know?
Yeah.
So, like you said, it ain't no use in people acting like he doing something out of the norm.
Yeah.
Or like this stuff just started going on, you know?
These preachers in this churches, it's YouTube channels dedicated to exposing and keeping up with what these preachers doing. They messing with multiple women, raping young girls and boys. They just, oh wow.
Dr. Malachi York, you understand, according to evidence in the federal trial that he was convicted on, you know, it was proven that his DNA proved that he was molesting, you know, children followers of his community. You know what I'm saying? So, hey.
Let me tell you something. As long as you have these men with the mindset that they have, women and children gonna be in trouble.
Exactly.
They're gonna be victims of the penis. Okay.
Right.
Any orifice they can find, you gonna get it from these dudes. You know.
And oh, wait a minute. And the way that they ranking on Nature Boy, damn, I don't hear them ranking on R. Kelly like that. I'm just saying. You know, I'm just saying.
They said that it's all right for Elijah Muhammad.
Right.
An old man, a sickly old man, old enough to be. I don't care if these women was grown. I'm not even gonna say they was underage girls. I'm gonna say that they grown. But he old enough to be their great grandfather. They say it's all right for him to mess around and get these young women pregnant, and that's all right because it was divine, you know, because God said so.
Right.
Nature Boy said that sometimes Nature Boy says that some type of divine force is guiding him too. So what's the big deal? If Elijah Muhammad and all these other preachers and pastors and folks can do it, I mean, why are you concentrating on Nature Boy so much?
Like that Caucasian billionaire Epstein that just got put in jail and denied bond.
Yeah.
He that's on trial for you know, some crimes, some sex crimes he committed against minors decades ago in New York.
You got
I mean, you gonna talk about that type of stuff? Talk about them, you know. You swear up and down that the Caucasian is the devil, but when it comes to that type of stuff, you don't want to bring them up. I mean, I don't understand that, but you want to talk so hard down on your own kind, especially when he ain't even been proven, you know, guilty of no crime or other than just being accused.
Okay.
Is it
Yeah, we back on air.
Okay. Yeah.
Now this is my thing. See, this is my thing. You're not going to. You can talk about. This is my thing. In order to cure a disease, you have to know what the cause is. You have to deal with the cause of the disease in order to cure it. Nature Boy is just a symptom of a bigger problem, of something much, much bigger. So, messing around with him and trying to mess with Nature Boy, what about all this other stuff? You're not going to deal with the root of it. You're not going to deal with the cause of it. You know, to me, it's personal. For some reason, they don't like this man. Sister Karen, men abandon their children every day in the United States. They abandon their children all over the world. These guys do. Nature Boy is not doing nothing no more than these corrupt ass men have been doing for centuries. Exploit women, exploit children. That's what men have been doing for centuries. If you don't want to take men, these corrupt men, out of power to mess with a little handful, that's not going to stop the problem. There's a whole bunch of Nature Boys ready to take his place.
It's word that they trying to link Donald Trump to some of these child molestation cases, allegedly that's supposed to be connected with that Epstein guy down at his mansion in Mar-a-Lago in Florida. So I mean, you know, when he get out of office as sitting president, they already talking about criminally indicting him. You know, that might definitely come up, you know. So, I mean, you know, like you said, that symptom that's going on with Nature Boy is something much bigger than that.
Yeah,
you know?
It's much, much bigger. But see, I'm gonna tell you, but see, this is the thing. You think that you can handle Nature Boy, and they think they can handle all these other little symptoms. See, they're not gonna mess with the big boy, because the big boy got some stuff for you, waiting for you when you come. See, because the big boy controls social media. The big boy control your job. The big boy is the big boy. Come for them.
Right.
See,
exactly.
so it's easy to mess with these little guys, because they know the bigger picture, but they're not gonna mess with the big boys. You know, just like it's easier to mess with the little drug dealer on the corner, but you know, when you deal with the big boys got armies. It's a whole different ball game dealing with the ones that's really the powerhouse.
Right. Plus, when you got a country backing them.
Yeah. So me, you know, I don't, you know, I don't trip off of things like that, because if you're not gonna if you don't want to deal with the big boy, you might as well sit your happy ass down.
Exactly.
And you know what the big boy can do. That's why they don't even attempt to mess with him. Because if you attempt to mess with the big boy, he'll shut all y'all social media down. And the only thing that you have left is you have to actually leave your house and go deal with it. And you don't want to do that. You want to sit behind a computer and play games.
Right.
Because this big boy ain't no joke. You know, I'm not trying to justify or defend Nature Boy, but he's nothing compared to the in the broad scheme of things. He's little. He's small potatoes. You got pastors and preachers, all types of stuff.
And at least Nature Boy straight up with it. Like he said, one of them people, one of his followers gave him $300,000 as a donation gift, And he was like, if you ain't got nothing to give me, I ain't got time for you, basically. What he said in the video, I think that was done by the BBC channel, or it was a documentary by BBC, and he clearly said, if you ain't got nothing for me, I ain't got time for you.
Yeah.
So at least he's straight up with it. What about them jokers like Louis Farrakhan, Neil Sharpton, Creflo Dollar?
No, they let them slide. They let people like that slide. And these guys been doing that crap for years.
Exactly. Exactly. And they ain't gonna be straight up with you. They gonna be cunning and baffling and deceitful. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna be straight up like Nature Boy.
Well, Sister Karen says we shouldn't speak out. See, this is the thing about it. You have the right to speak out, and you can do all that. In the broad scheme of things, it's not going to mean anything. It might make you feel good or whatever. The people that's with Nature Boy gonna stay with him, just like they stay with Louis Farrakhan, just like they stay with some of these other preachers, just like they stay with. There's people who still support Malachi York.
Exactly. And he's sitting in jail for 135 years over child molestation charges and all other kind of corruption that he was involved in.
Here you are living in the United States, and you can speak out, but you still live in the United States, eating these crackers food, drinking that damn water. These people murder you anytime they feel like it. They discriminate against you, shoot your boys down in the damn street, all this kind of stuff.
Right.
You have children, Sister Karen, you got children right here in the United States that you need to make sure are safe. Let alone Nature Boy. What about the children right here in the United States?
They got to worry about walking past crackers flying Confederate flags, not knowing what's in the back of that cracker's mind while they flying that Confederate flag.
Look.
This still happening in 2019 in America.
Look, you have people, young children right now, in certain parts of Chicago right now, have to dodge bullets and stuff trying to go to school.
Exactly.
This has been going on for years and years and years, way before Nature Boy.
Right.
And they've been speaking out against it. It's still going on.
Right.
Matter of fact, it's so rough in Chicago. Don't you know they are diagnosing a lot of people in Chicago with the same type of mental disorder as soldiers who've been out to war. And you talking about Nature Boy, what about right here in the United States? And children can't go to school because of bullets and gang activity and things of this nature. See, you're not going to step on that plate because, see, these gang members will blow your brains out. Step up.
And the dope dealers.
And the dope dealers. And the dope dealers.
Yeah.
I guarantee you this. I can guarantee you this. If Nature Boy had the power and his people had the power to start blowing some of these people's brains out, I bet you they'll get quiet talking about them. But you want to speak out. Speak out if you're willing to take a bullet in the brain. Speak out if you're willing to lose your job. Speak out. Speak out. Anybody can speak out when you're comfortable. Anybody can speak out when you know you're going to your job and you got a nice paycheck. Got it's 110 degrees and you got air conditioning. Anybody can speak out. Speak out when you got something really to lose, like Dr. King and those in the civil rights movement. They lost their lives. They lost their jobs. They lost a lot of things. If we want to speak out, be real about it. You know, being a YouTube soldier don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing. So yeah, speak out. The only thing Nature Boy have to do is go underground and be quiet. And that'll be the end of it. Because ain't nobody gonna go chase him. Ain't nobody gonna get on an airplane and really go see where these people went and all this kind of stuff. They're not gonna go out their way to do that.
And I'm gonna say this here, for him and his own family's safety, well-being, like I said before, it's best that he make his return to the United States very short.
Yeah.
Because these niggas will even try to set him up to get a case put on them or trumped up on him just because they hate him like that. You see what I'm saying? This is how these niggas is in the pro-black conscious community. Unfortunately.
Sister
the
Karen,
same ones who call you they brother and they sisters, they just as worse as the common Negro on the street.
Sister Karen says that he beats the women. Women get beat in this country every day. My niece was got beat up by her boyfriend not too long ago. Women get beat up in this country every day by their husbands, boyfriends, hell, even by other women that get beat up.
Wait a minute, women was getting beat up before we was born. What the hell is she talking about?
Yeah. Women been getting beat up in America and all around this world. All around the world. For centuries. It's the norm for women to get beat up, exploited, raped, murdered.
While we talking about it, it's happening right now at this second.
Yeah, right. Nature Boy ain't the first woman beater. See, this is the thing about it. You have to get rid of the cause. What is the cause of all this? It's much bigger than Nature Boy. It's a whole transformation of how humanity behaves, period. But people don't want to deal with that because it's too much work. It's too much work, and you really don't want to deal with it. And the transformation really begins with ourselves. Because how can you condemn somebody and you just whacked out, probably just not in a different kind of way? I don't know why they're exposing Umar. Sister Karen, I don't know why they're exposing Umar. I'm not trying to expose Umar.
Hey, Umar! Not to be popular. It's just, I'm inspired by my brother, that Reality Temple's brother, the most powerful voice on the internet, that reality angel snubbing up 7. That's right, brother. I'm calling you out, brother. I'm building you. I'm putting you out there, brother. I'm shouting you out. That's my inspiration.